Hey everyone, so I want to go over the instructions for the supplemental guide for Lulu the Lioness Part 3. So we did Part 1 and 2 on Tuesday, Wednesday. Now we're moving on to Part 3. So when you open up the Part 3 assignment, you're going to have to click here to actually open up the supplemental guide. It's going to be a Pear Deck, which you have done before. So this is kind of an interactive PowerPoint. So how you're going to gauge through it is with these arrows down here. So it should say Lulu Lioness Supplemental Guide Part 3. You're going to use the arrows to click through. If you see anything pop up in the right-hand corner, it means you need to be answering it. So it can either be fill-in or multiple choice, and your question will be on the slide. So here I'm asking you about if you think the observation data that we used in Tuesday, Wednesday was accurate in determining who the parents were. So we were able to come up with who maybe the parents are, but do you think it's actually accurate in telling us who it is? So after you answer that, then you're going to go through and look at the introduction slides. So remember, our main question we're trying to answer is how do we determine parentage? What's the best way to figure out who the parents of these cubs are? On these slides, so I go through and I talk about a lot of things that you should have learned in the genetics video, but I want to make sure you are clicking on the word. So it says click on the word to see a video explanation. You absolutely should be doing that on any slide you see. So when you click on it, it's going to open a video. It's a very quick explanation of just me explaining what a chromosome is or explaining whatever that thing is that you're looking at. Okay, it's very important you watch those because it's going to help you a lot with the assignment we're going to do. So again, same thing here. Click on the word to see a video explanation. You need to do it here. You'll click on it, watch the video. It tells you what this slide is talking about. Here you're going to answer a question. Again, click on the word, so you'll click here. This video is very important. Alleles are the #1 thing we're going to be talking about for this assignment we're going to be working with. So if you don't understand what alleles are, very important you watch that video. You'll answer this question. You'll click to figure out what a genotype is. Again, answer the question. Again, you'll click what the word phenotype, figure out what a phenotype is. Answer the question. And then from here, you're just going to be getting an introduction into the activity we're going to be doing. So we're going to be analyzing genotype data. So you'll learn what a genotype is if you don't know. And this is actual genetic data that was collected. If you remember, they took blood samples in the observation data. These are those blood samples. So once you go through, we're going to look at genotype data from the blood samples. And you're just going to be analyzing it. So you're going to be looking at the cubs and then the male and female genotypes. So first one you're going to do is look at the female lions and the cubs genotypes. And all you're going to be answering for me is what patterns do you notice? So here's what you're going to be looking at. So what patterns do you notice between the cubs alleles? So here are the cubs. So cub genotype data, these are all of the alleles. Remember, each letter represents one allele. You get one from mom, one from dad. So the cubs each have their genotype. And what do you notice between patterns between the cubs and the potential mothers? So something easy to look at is what similarities and differences do you notice? So like we can say, oh, I noticed 630 has BB and I see a couple cubs that have a B. I see 712 has no Bs. So that's looking for a pattern. The next slide, you're going to be doing the same thing where you're just simply telling me what patterns you notice, but now you're going to be looking at it for the entire pride. So you're going to have the female genotypes, male genotypes, and all of the cubs. So again, look at similarities and differences in the letters or the alleles, and that's going to help you answer this question. And then at the end of it, you don't need to submit it, but you're going to go back into Schoology and you're going to do number 2, which is going to be actually analyzing the genotype data.